What's this I hear about you vandalizing the Tuscany Tavern? Why would you do something so reckless? You only made yourself look bad.
Well, I thought I was doing my part for the cause. I wanted to add to the humiliation of Sandy Smith, of course.
We are supposed to be victims of atheist aggression, not the other way around.
Well, I am such a victim. I expected to be arrested and jailed. But I didn't expect Mrs. Smith to enter my jail cell and beat the shit out of me. I'm now in the hospital. She knocked out 4 of my teeth, and my upper jaw is wired up to keep those damaged teeth in place until my face heals up. I'm going to sue over this.
She attacked you? Then we can depict this as a case of her losing her mind and thus being unfit for her office. Thanks for your sacrifice, Miss Everson.
Denise, are you sure you want to do this?
Yes, Steve. Someone has to set the record straight about what has been going on between us and Sandy Smith. I'm not going to let those right-wing bastards ruin her over something that was as much my fault as hers. I need a little more time to set up the video system, and then I will start recording.
Okay, good luck.
Hello. My name is Denise Miller, and I am the wife of Steve Mueller. We live together in Tulsa, Oklahoma. No doubt some of you have heard rumors that my husband has been having an affair. Let me explain what really happened by providing some background. I was born in Tulsa and grew up in a highly dysfunctional family, with my mother playing favorites between my sister Diana and me, because Diana was the older one and more beautiful, or so my mother said. So she treated me with contempt and encouraged my sister to bully me too. Things got so bad that my father divorced my mother and took me to Montana with him to get me away from the abuse. Then my father died and I returned to Tulsa to look at my mother and sister, only to learn my mother was dead and my sister despised me more than ever. For the first time ever, I was truly alone, with no family at all. Then I learned about Sandy Smith and how my sister had broken up her marriage to the father of Sandy's 2 children. So I went to the town Sandy lives in and visited her to offer her an apology. I expected absolutely nothing from her. But instead she embraced me with a kind of love I had never felt from anyone other than my father before. Instead of ignoring or even scorning me, she offered to help me find love. The very next day, Sandy and her then-husband, Steve Miller, met me at the Tuscany Tavern, the Italian restaurant near the center of the town. Sandy told me that because she and Steve had been separated for nearly a year due to her being mayor of the town, she had decided to divorce him so he would be free to start a relationship with me instead. I couldn't believe she and Steve would do that for me. But I went back to Tulsa with Steve, and over the next several months he and I dated. And he turned out to be exactly the kind of loving soul I had always needed in my life. And eventually, Steve and I were married. But as happy as I now was, I couldn't forget that it had been Sandy Smith who brought me and Steve together. And now she was alone. She deserved to be loved too, so I suggested that I, Steve, and Sandy together form a love triangle. This is actually an honorable concept in relationships called polyamory, in which one person may have multiple love partners by mutual consent of all parties. It's not cheating as most people might define cheating. I had faith that even if Steve became Sandy's lover again, he wouldn't abandon me. And indeed, he didn't. And then I find out that these clowns known as the Faithful Remnant took pictures of Steve and Sandy together and had them displayed before the public on the Roosh Scumbaugh show, totally humiliating Sandy in the process. Let me assure you that those bastards were doing me no favors with their exposure of the affair. It was absolutely none of their business. All they did was hurt Sandy, Steve, and me as well. I am so sorry about what happened to Sandy and wish I could take it back. She is like a sister to me, and whoever hurts her hurts me too. This is Denise Miller, signing off. So, what do I owe you for that fight in the jail?
I will write you a ticket for $500, and then you may take it to a judge to pay that fine.
Understood.
Mayor Smith, This is a summons to appear in court to answer a lawsuit filed against you by Cindy Everson.
Well, seems all hell is breaking loose for me, eh?